Huge win for Barca as they've just beaten Sevilla 4-1 at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan in match week 23 of La Liga. With that win from Barcelona, the league title race in Spain is officially back on, folks. And to quote the once great KSI, Barcelona are in the thick of it. They are in the thick of this title race, and I cannot be happier. Because with that result yesterday in the Madrid derby, Barca got so fortunate. Both teams dropped points. But that result would have meant nothing if Barca didn't capitalize on it today and win the game, and they won the game. It wasn't the perfect performance, far from it, but going away to a tough stadium and winning 4-1 when you don't play your best football and you're down to 10 men for the last 30 minutes of that game, that's pretty impressive to me. This was a must-win game for Hansi Flick and for FC Barcelona. And like they have for the most part this season, they came through once again. This team is resilient. They play for the badge. They play for the coach. And as a fan, that's all I can ask for. I love watching this team play, and I'm so happy, bro. But again, Madrid and Atletico Madrid drawing, that was the first part of the equation, but that Barca had to get the win today or else it would have meant nothing. And they got the win. And again, not the best performance, especially in that first half. Second half was a lot better, but doesn't matter because they got the win. And look, the game started off well. First chance of the game, Pedri sends in a beautiful cross to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal has a shot on the half volley right there, and the keeper makes a great save. But Barca were cooking, and Pedri was starting to get going. We saw Pedri today. Back-to-back amazing performances from him. I mean, this season he's been outstanding. Pedri's been so good. But yeah, bro, that great pass to Lamine Yamal in the first half. Lamine just couldn't finish. But Barca were starting to get going. And then the first goal came. Rafinha sends in the cross. Inigo Martinez fucking jumps high in the air, heads it back to the center, and Lewandowski with a great finish. I don't know how he finished that. I don't know how he gets enough power on that shot with the way his foot's positioned. I don't know how he does it, but the old man still got it and tucks it away beautifully. And at that point, Barca were up 1-0. 8 minutes into the game, I was super happy. But then they're showing the replay of the goal, and I hear the commentator yelling, "Goal!" And I was like, what the hell is going on? And it pans over, and Sevilla just scored a goal. And I look at the replay, and at first I was like, okay, this is offside. Araujo, Araujo's keeping him offside. But then it turns out Araujo is actually on the same line as the player. And, they play a great ball behind it, slices through Barca's defense, their high line, and they're through on goal, and they score. And at that point, it brought me back flashbacks to Girona. When Christensen scored that goal last year, and then they scored right away, Dovbyk scored a header. I was like, don't tell me this is going to happen right now. We cannot afford to lose or draw this game. This can't be happening. And then for the rest of the first half, it wasn't great. Gavi looked like a fish out of water. You know what I mean? Sevilla kept fouling and injuring Barca players, and no fouls were getting called for some reason, Like, it wasn't great. Lamine was hogging onto the ball. Rafinha wasn't clicking. It was the defense. Araujo gets sent off. Araujo goes off injured. Everything was starting to look like it wasn't going to go Barca's way. You know what I mean? Like, the team just wasn't playing well. Most notably the midfield, in my opinion. I didn't think Gavi was having his best game. He was getting yellow cards. He got a yellow card. You can't get multiple, and then you get sent off. But he got a yellow card. He kind of looked like, that angry chihuahua that rival fans call him a lot of times because he was doing nothing on the pitch besides just fouling and running around. So it wasn't the best, okay? That's my point. It wasn't the best. It wasn't working. And Sevilla were actually kind of growing into the game. But Hansi Flick is so proactive with his substitutions, it honestly turns me on, bro. I'm not even joking. It turns me on. This guy, man, oh my God. It's amazing how he doesn't sit on his hands. He actually sees the problem. He identifies a problem, and then he pivots and he moves to find a solution right away. And he did that today. We knew Gavi wasn't working, so what does he do? He inserts Fermin Lopez, who instantly in the second half scores a goal. Instantly, a great ball from Pedri. Pedri, what a magician, bro. That assist to Fermin Lopez, plays that ball over the top, and Fermin is right there with the header to tuck it away. Beautiful goal from Fermin Lopez. And yeah, Barca needed that because, again, they were going into halftime looking kind of shaky, and then to come out of halftime and score that goal right away, it was the ultimate confidence booster that Barca needed. And from there, they just played a lot better. Obviously, Fermin Lopez also gets sent off. I mean, the guy came in, scored a goal, and then just got sent off right away, which, in my opinion, was a reckless challenge. He's obviously going in with his studs up. He should have retracted his feet, and he gets sent off. And, we're going to miss Fermin for the next couple games, but luckily Dani Olmo's back to being healthy. And, I expect him to kind of fill that role nicely anyway because he's been doing that for the most part this season. But yeah, Fermin comes in, scores a goal, and then gets sent off. But Barca, man, they just kept playing their football because we know this team. A lot of times, Barca is one of those teams that when they go down to 10 men, we can't really recover, bro. It's really, really bad. I mean, most teams when they get down to 10 men, they can kind of make it work. But Barca, for years, it just seems like every time we go down to 10 men, the game is basically over. We saw that against PSG last year in the quarterfinals of the UCL. We saw that this year, even with Hansi Flick, who's been amazing. We saw that this year against Monaco and multiple other games where where Barca go down to 10 men and they can't really find their groove anymore and they play shit. But today that wasn't the case. Rafinha also scored a beautiful goal, man. Rafinha, who was not great today in my opinion for the most part, but that finish, man, this guy's so inevitable. And again, he's just collecting these stats for the Ballon d'Or push that we're going to be making in October. I promise you we will. But that goal, man, the little flick he does to make the space for himself and that angle that he shoots it to the far post. I mean, just slow driven right next to the post. The keeper can't get a hand on it. And it was just a beautiful goal for the third goal. And after Rafinha scored that goal, I knew the game was over. I knew the game was basically done and dusted because Barca were not going to give up that lead. And then finally, Eric Garcia tops it off with a goal himself. Coming off the bench, scores a header. Well, I thought Eric today was great, by the way. I thought Eric was great. But yeah, man, I just think Barca today, that's the performance that I like to see as a fan. You know, you had the opportunity there. You had to take the opportunity to obviously make this title race closer once again. And you did that. You didn't let that opportunity slip. And we still have to play Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid one more time this season, each team. We have to play Real Madrid at Montjuic and then Atletico Madrid away from home. It's going to be tough games, but I believe Barca can go 2-0 in those games. And if you go 2-0 in both of those games, you're looking pretty good to win the league. So this is going to be a great title race towards the end. Also in the Copa del Rey, you have the three big boys in Spanish football. So the three big boys this year in Spanish football are all delivering. You know, it's a lot of quality in this league so far this year. And I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait to see how this title race shapes out. I cannot wait to see how the Copa del Rey goes, and it's just going to be amazing. But yeah, man, today I think Barca played great. Like I said, I think Gavi was a little bit shaky. I thought Szczesny, bro, we got to talk about Szczesny. I thought he had a great game today. I actually thought he had a really, really good game. It's starting to look a lot more comfortable with his defenders, with his back line, was coming out and collecting crosses when he needed to, was making huge saves, made a couple big saves in the first half, made a big save in the second half as well. So Szczesny, after we were all kind of skeptical about him being named the starter over Iñaki Peña, he's showing why, you know, with this experience, he could be really, really good for us, you know, and I could not be happy with Szczesny's performance today. Again, I thought he didn't put a foot wrong. That goal, I don't think it was his fault. It was just Barca were kind of just caught off guard, and it was just an open net. They sweated it across goal, and Szczesny's trying to do the best he could, but he could really do nothing there. But yeah, bro, he made a couple huge saves. I thought the back line, Koundé and Balde were both fantastic. Inigo came on, and Jesus, bro, that guy's so good. We first saw the backline of Inigo and Araujo, which in my opinion wasn't really working that well at first. It was early into the game, but they just didn't seem comfortable. But then Cubarsí came in that backline that we saw for the majority of the season when Barca were rolling, of Cubarsí, Inigo, Koundé, and Balde. They kept that. I mean, they played great in my opinion. They were really, really good. And yeah, Cubarsí, man. Cubarsí with that line split. I actually forgot to mention this. I cannot believe it. I'm so mad at myself because I knew I wanted to make it a point in this video to talk about that. That line splitting pass that Pau Cubarsí plays to Rafinha for Rafinha's goal is the stuff of legends, bro. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but you guys know I am very hyperbolic. This guy is a legend in the making. He just is. He just is a legend in the making. He's insanely good. His passing ability is something like I've really never seen before. And I'm not even just talking about for a center back. I'm talking about for a player in general. This guy, you could stick him in the midfield. I promise you, Pau Cubarsí could be an elite CDM if you wanted to. This guy could be an elite 8 if you wanted to because his passing ability, his passing range, and his variety of passes are so... This guy's crazy, bro. He has so many tools in his arsenal, and again, I think he's just a fantastic player. But yeah, that pass that he makes to Rafinha for the third goal was huge. And yeah, I think like I said, I don't think Gavi was great, but I think Fermin came on and played decent. I think Frankie de Jong had a decent cameo. Leo got a goal. Rafinha got a goal. I don't think both of them were good today, in my opinion. They weren't great, but they both got a goal. Lamine Yamal, in my opinion, today was not good. It was one of his worst games. He had a couple chances, like I mentioned, in the first half, that pass from Pedri, but he couldn't convert. To me, he's just hogging onto the ball a little bit too much sometimes. And I love Lamine. And every time he has the ball at his feet, he makes things happen. So you want the ball with him. You know, every time Lamine Yamal has the ball, there's a threat, no matter where he is. He can be in his own box, and there's a threat with Lamine Yamal when he has the ball at his feet. But still, I would like to sometimes I see him, and I'm like, bro, release the ball sooner. Stop dribbling so much because you're just drawing more defenders into your area, and it's just not working. Then you can't get a pass off, and it kind of stalls the attack. So I would like to see maybe Lamine Yamal work on that a little bit. But again, the guy's young. He's only going to get better, and I don't expect that. Like, this is one of his, like, this guy has like one bad game for every 8 games he plays, he has like one bad game, and maybe today that was that game. But yeah, bro, Barca to end 2024, it was not looking good. And then to start 2025, I mean, it's February 9th. And keep this in mind, Barcelona have scored 41 goals. It's February 9th, bro. Barcelona have scored 41 goals already this year. It's really not normal. I mean, you score 4 goals against Sevilla. You score 7 goals against Valencia. You know, or 5 goals against, 5 goals against Valencia, 4 today. In the Mestalla, in the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. 2 historic, iconic stadiums in Spanish football. And you do that. I mean, that just shows you how good Hansi Flick is and how good this team is. And again, down to 10 men for the last 30 minutes, they didn't waver. They knew the goal that was there, and they took it, bro. So I could not be happier. And today was just, I came into this game because every game, obviously, every win is worth the same amount of points. But some games, as you guys know, obviously with the nuance, like when you factor in, you know, standings and all that stuff, some games mean more than others. And this game, like it felt like it meant like it was worth 6 points rather than 3. and Barca got the win. You know what I mean? I know they only collected 3 points, but like I said, with the morale and you know the fact that Madrid and Atletico Madrid both drew, like they drew yesterday, this feels like a 6-point win for Barca. So again, this I cannot be happy with the way that the game started, with Barca scoring and Sevilla equalizing right away, and Sevilla kind of looking like they were growing into the game. Like I said, I was kind of skeptical. And also, Barca players were constantly getting injured and constantly getting hurt. I mean, there was like so many stoppages for Barca players on the ground because Sevilla players kept coming in with these dirty fouls and just not getting yellow cards and not getting sent off and not getting warned. To me, that was a bit weird, honestly. Hernandez was the ref today. Is a shitty ref. He's a terrible ref and always has been. But today, he just had a disaster class. But yeah, man. Could not be happier. Barca got the win. I thought the players played great. I thought the players played great for the most part. That flick subs were massive. Szczesny, man, just if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna be the starter. And I feel a lot more comfortable with him being the starter if he can string a couple of these performances together more often. Okay, so if I see this a lot more often, and we're seeing it now for the past couple games, he's made very few mistakes. He's been mistake free for the most part. I think most of us are going to be very confident in what he can provide for the remainder of the season. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of Barca's win? Are you happy? I mean, obviously, if you're a Barca fan, you should be happy. Who are your stand-up performers? Pedri, man, this guy's he's a living legend, bro. He's a living legend. That's what he is. And these performances that he continues to string together are insanely good. I mean, this guy is he's so creative. Every time he has the ball at his feet, you feel like something's going to happen, something good is going to happen. He's going to find that ball. He's going to find that sneaky ball that nobody else on the pitch can see, but Pedri can somehow see it out of the corner of his eye. He's gonna dribble and make people miss. He's gonna make something happen. So Pedri, man, every time he's on the ball, it's just a blessing to watch, and I could not be happier. He's a Barca player. But yeah, man, as I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.